You're live, man.
Okay.
We're live.
We're live.
No, come on now. It's been a while since I've seen you. Go on, Toya. Say hi to somebody.
Good morning, everybody. James is off his job. I almost said rocker.
I was on my job at 9. I'm sorry. Yeah. How y'all doing today, man? This is James and Toya. We have a guest in the house named Shelton. How you doing?
Hello, there. How's everyone?
Is it Shelton or Sheldon?
Shelton.
I knew it was right. See, I just want to make sure.
But I respond to either.
Because I don't want anybody butchering your name on the show, and especially not me. So.
Yeah, you just changed the name. I had to ask him one time. Is it Sheldon or Shelton? Because James changed your name.
I just want to pronunciate the T.
Just call me either way. Just call me. That's all that matters. As long as the cell phone number.
All right, Mr. Clay. I'm gonna start calling you Come See Clay. So, anyway, you all know what time it is every week. Actually, we took a little, time off because we have vacations to do. I mean, you had to go on vacation. I had to go on vacation.
I went on vacation twice.
Hello. I just caught up with you. Hello. No. Toya's been in Colorado and San Antonio. Every time I see the Toya, man, she's taking another selfie with her son somewhere else. Like, yeah, we are out. So good to see you back, Toya.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, I wish I could take a vacation.
Well, take one.
Work didn't stop.
The work stops when I'm on vacation, and people learn the hard way when they're trying to call me and my mailbox is full. You can wait.
No, you
can wait.
I was at SeaWorld. I was telling you, I was at SeaWorld, and the other agent was texting me, emailing me, and she was like, well, can we close early? No, we can't. We have to keep the date. I'm about to get on a ride, and I'm emailing back. Like, I can't kill a deal.
It's something called vacation, man. When I'm on vacation, we're going to have a system in place that I'm on vacation.
Don't let Toya trick you, though. When I call her, she texts back when she's out of town. Then I can go to Facebook, and she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's what it is.
When I was in Chicago, getting ready to go to the pre-game party, and I get a text about a house. I'm like, is this so imperative that the deal will die today? Well, no. Well, then text me tomorrow. Okay, I'm over. I'm done. But no, to my loving clients, I got your back. When I'm on vacation, I need some time. But anyway, man, there's a new voice on this thing, and I'm gonna let Toya actually introduce who this person is. They do work. Yeah, y'all do work every day. Come on now, who's this guy?
This is Shelton. This is the first loan officer that I've been doing business with for the past, probably this year, for the past 6 months. This is June, right?
Yep.
For the past 6 months that I just met today, but we've closed plenty of deals and made a lot of money together. So that doesn't stop anything.
Exactly.
He gets the job done. I've never had a complaint. My clients have never had a complaint. And it's hard to find a good loan officer that calls back in a timely manner and you understand everything that you're doing and everything that you're signing.
So we've talked to like 10:30 at night one time. Like, I just need to speak approval letter.
10:30 is pretty early.
I just need to speak approval letter, and then it came like within 5 minutes. So it's very rare that I endorse any mortgage brokerage. That's
right.
I've dealt with a lot, and each one gives their promises. But it was funny. I didn't find Shelton. Shelton found me. So it was kind of backwards with my good old friend John, who was getting married for the record. Yeah. John too. I didn't just find out. Do you know John? What I missed?
No, I don't. I may, but I don't. I don't know.
John Bowen. Just threw his whole name out there too, right? My bad, John. I still love you. So get married.
I can't recall.
But John is a
interesting.
There's something called high maintenance, right? There's something called diva. He's a little over the top of diva, right? Like, I mean,
Devo.
Man, Devo has nothing on my man.
He's
pretty much. If you looked in Wikipedia, he would be a category on his own. But I love him, man. I mean, I've known him for years. Great guy. Yeah. But to be able to deal with John and all that John encompasses, I was like, oh, I can work with you. I can work with you.
John wore me out.
The call. Hey, can you talk to your client? I'm like, I did. You did already? Yeah, he's calling me. But we love you, John. I'm glad that you got your new home. We're so proud of you. And moving forward, just know that this guy can get it done.
Absolutely.
So in that, let's segue into exactly. Let me ask you, what do you think the climate's like right now, man? This climate is pretty interesting.
It's 115 degrees. That's just a guess.
I'm talking about the real estate climate, not the weather.
I was wondering which climate because I'm worried about both.
Come on.
I'm just saying, like, that's the first thing that hits you. Like, both are hot.
I know the show started a little earlier than usual.
Yeah.
But this is not the Weather Channel. This is real estate hour.
The
We're
more
cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. It's early. We haven't been on in a while.
I got my coffee in my hand, you know. So what do you think about this climate, man? I mean, what type of climate would you say we're in? A seller's market, buyer's market? What are you saying?
It's definitely a seller's market. Sellers is controlling everything.
Amen, brother.
So it's not what it was 3 years ago when I was able to get the buyer's closing costs, and you know, everybody's coming to the table with $2 in the dream, and it's, you know.
Please say that again.
Can I be honest with you? I'm offended as a listing agent when somebody asks for a closing. Like, what? I mean, hello. And don't be trying to raise the price. Anyway, go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah, it does. It's funny. Then you get the agents that you know, they're like, well, he doesn't have much money. Well, then he's not ready, because right now he needs to be in position to write at least a $10K check, you know. And if not, you know, we can have a good conversation. We can drink some coffee, but we cannot buy a house.
We can go, but you go house looking.
You go house looking, yeah.
As a friend of mine said, are we house shopping or house looking?
Like, no, we don't do that.
No.
If you want to take a tour of DFW homes, you can do that. Create your own Hot on Homes, you know, series. You can do that.
Or you put your Maserati and ride you around.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Yeah, with one handlebar.
No, I don't do tours that Fort Worth or. It's not tours that Toya.
So let me say this, and this is an interesting question. Then same as the seller's market. You know, what I'm seeing right now is that the 150 market is dying. It's a dying breed. That homes are really going up, and I wouldn't say value, but I guess value is what's perceived, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm seeing it's harder and harder to find a home in the market for 150.
Right. That 150 and under is now a cash market.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's a very competitive market, because basically you can have two minimum wage workers that can qualify for 150 and under.
Wow.
So it's a very competitive market. And believe it or not, those minimum wage workers, those are the people that's able to pay over because they saved, they've been disciplined, they knew what they want. So they're offering the seller 155 on the 150 house and paying all their own closing costs, sometimes including the title policy. You know, so most of us, we're having to bump up to that new median price range is probably around 185 to 200.
Well, that's what you got for me? Oh, I didn't know that you were okay. Well, keep going. Then.
So you.
All right. So let me ask this. So now it's a seller's market. We know that you're going to handle pretty much the buyer because you're the mortgage company. So what can they do to be prepared? You've already said have $10,000 in the bank, and please, from somebody who's dealt with the buyer who stated how much they had, and later on we didn't have it. Can you please explain how important it is to have what you say? And then we just walked on the process. Okay. I walked in your office and I'm trying to close in the home. What's the first thing that you do when I walk in your office to make sure it's a smooth close?
First thing you should do.
Let me say that the closest to smooth, because nothing in this real estate world is ever smooth, but the smoothest close.
The first thing is transparency.
You go.
Just be straightforward and honest. If you don't have it, you don't have it. If you have it, you have it. You know, don't overpromise. A lot of time people promise, especially around tax season, they're counting the tax returns. So they're like, hey, I have 8,000, even though they don't physically have it, but they're hoping that they're going to get it. And if something happens and that 8,000 turns into 4,000, now they want me to do calculus on the loan application to figure out how to make that 4,000 stretch into 10,000, and it's not fun.
So you're a calculus major, huh? I didn't know that, man.
Sometimes I have to. You know, but it's that's the number one thing. And maybe just your ducks in order. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. Transparency also with your situation. If you're married, say you're married. You know, don't be trying to cut Johnny out his deal. You know, let Johnny have his half of the house. Or,
Texas is
why you gotta be like that? So anyway, who's this guy? So
you know,
I have wounds. I have wounds.
Exactly.
Like, who's this guy?
Exactly.
You know, he's not my husband. You know, it's funny that people think, look, this is a financial transaction. Somebody's lending you money. They're gonna find. They want to know everything about you, man. If you got a second child with Kiki and Coco, he's gonna find it. He's gonna find it. So you got to be transparent, and as he said, don't overpromise and underdeliver. I'd rather you underpromise and overdeliver, right? Well, all I have is 7,000, and boom, you just win the lottery, and you got 500,000. We're good, Absolutely. But be honest. All right, so let's. One thing I see whenever I send a client to you. You guys have an online process, and I'm seeing a lot more people going to online intake. So I would say another thing we should have going forward with this transaction is an email address.
Absolutely. You have to have an email. 90% of the loan is going to be conducted via email. The internet, that loan application, I actually have not taken an application by hand in probably 2 years. You have to go online and put your own information in. It takes me 2 hours to keep saying, how you spell that? How you spell that? It takes you 10 minutes to do it yourself online.
We seem to have all encompassed in one deal. The no email address. My grandmother had an email address. Which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So have an email address. Be transparent.
Yeah.
And even saying that outside of you, I mean, that's the way the title company communicates. They're not going to send you mail. What is this thing called mail? I haven't seen in such a long time.
Absolutely.
You get some mail?
I don't even know where my mailbox is.
I don't even get a live check.
You get this little yellow thing about lawn skating. Nah, I'm good.
Exactly.
Mail marketing is dead. You heard me say it on this show. So, online applications, email, be transparent. If you're married, say you're married. What else do we need for a smooth close?
I would say be realistic.
Okay.
Wait. Let's go back to the number one thing you need to have. Confidentiality. Don't tell your family, your co-workers. Everyone doesn't need to know what you're doing. They don't need to know that you're buying a home. Okay. The hardest buyers to work with is the ones who talk to everyone in the family, and everyone in the family has a different opinion.
Toya, I remember you dealt with something like that.
Oh, everybody, all these professionals.
Yeah, exactly.
How long did it take you to get your license?
How long did it take me?
Yeah.
About a month and a half.
A month and a half. So
like
you had to take some classes, right?
Yeah, all day for like a full month.
And you take something called continuing education?
Yeah, continuing education. Guess what?
And you
I
took
took a test
twice. State and national, right?
Yes,
but
twice.
If you talk to cousin Coco and Kiki,
who bought a house 10 years ago,
Wataga,
only foreclosed on.
Right? Did the foreclosures are low? Stop it! And all of a sudden they're giving you sound financial advice for Kiki Coco.
Exactly.
And they're back with the grandma. Okay.
Go on. What's up?
That's it, right? Everyone's going to tell you what you should be getting. No one really knows. They don't have a house, especially if they haven't bought a house in the last 3 years. They really cannot give you much advice. Please don't tell me what your grandfather said and when he bought his house in 1930. So that's the first thing you want to do.
They traded a mule for the house.
Yes,
you better say with them 2 mules. You better say with them 2 mules.
So that's the first thing. And truthfully and honestly, I've studied it, right? Because I like to do tests. The ones who have too many opinions, they're the least likely to close.
Absolutely.
Because they're confused.
Absolutely.
And they cannot make a decision because I have to put my grandmother's input into the house. I have to put my co-workers' input. I have to do what my mom said. And they never can make a decision because it's never going to be a perfect house that entails everything that you've heard. So you're going to be looking 5 years from now.
And this case, I've had to say once in the deal that we've done together, are you on that mortgage? Well, no, I'm not. So why are we talking? Why are we talking?
Exactly.
Look, Montel Williams was canceled. I don't do domestic. I don't. And I'm not Dr. Phil either. All my job is to do is give you all the information you need to make an educated buying decision. Period. The feel, the great, and I saw this sun come down. I don't get down like that. I mean, Latoya, are you one of those that will, coddle?
I will to a certain extent.
Call Latoya.
No,
let me give you your number.
No. Hold on. I empathize. I come to. We can have a come to Jesus. Now I've had to come to Jesus meetings where it's like, who are you buying this house for?
Amen.
Absolutely.
Are you buying this house for your mom and your sister, or are you buying it for you and your kids?
Absolutely.
So you want a big house? You want big bills too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And that's the extent of my come to Jesus meeting. I've had those talks before, and I have them all the time.
How do you handle the $30,000 a year millionaire who wants the, I'm gonna live in Highland Park?
Exactly what I just said. Oh, you like big houses, like you like big bills. Yeah. I want 3-story house with 500,000 square feet.
And
how many kids do you have? 2.
What you want your mortgage payment to be?
I love it. And they're like 900.
That's it. That's it.
900 is the goal.
There was no prompt to. We all said 900. So, in other words, we've heard it all before.
Right.
I mean, we've heard these things, man. And you sit there, look at it like this is not going to happen. Exactly. And if you do get it to happen, tell me how you did it, because we're gonna clone it and make some money.
That's it.
Exactly.
Boom.
I'll pay for that system.
Exactly.
If you can find a system where you can close on a $5 million home for $9 a month, look, man, we're gonna go around taking speech. I mean, we'll do speeches everywhere.
Yeah.
You come on that tour? I mean, we'll sign them up and draw. Hey, we're taking you with this.
I always say, is that interest only? Because I
didn't know they can do that anymore.
Right.
You know, I'm like,
that
wow.
program was gone.
Yeah, something about that's elite. But anyway, back to the matter at hand. So be realistic. We've got that. You were going on forward with what's next? You want them to do?
Next thing you need to do, I would say, get a pre-qualification. Speak to someone that can help you see what your buying power actually is. Your buying power, not what your neighbors, your friends, yours, based on what's comfortable for you. So a lot of people walk in and say, Shelton, what can I be approved for? That's a bad question, exactly. Right? Mm-hmm. You need to sit down, speak to your financial advisor, speak to guys, speak to your checkbook, speak to someone, and find out what you're comfortable writing a check for month over month over month, because the months keep coming. Yeah. And when you're counting mortgage payments, as I found out 5 years ago, the months come fast.
So you mean to tell me I can come in and make $20,000 a year and say, Shelton, I saw this house and it's $180, but I want my payments to be
$900.
I'll be fair, unless you have a very steep savings account. You know, that's one way that works. You got 80,000 in savings account.
Absolutely,
you're good. Put some money down, some money. You know, but if you don't have a savings account that looks, you know, in 5 figures,
plentiful,
it's just not going to work out.
And on a different spin, you want your payment that you know you can afford. Don't allow the lender to tell you can qualify for $300,000. Yep. And then you run out and you sign a contract on $300,000, and just to realize that the payment is $2,200, and you needed a payment at $1,200, because the loan process, they're taking into consideration debt that's on your credit report. Mm-hmm. That's it. They don't know that little Cindy has ballet, and that's $100 a week. They don't know that your husband likes to play golf. That's just to keep him from going off his rocker. He has to play golf, and that's $200, $300 a month. You like to get massages. You take 2 cruises a year. All these things are not considered. So that eats into your $2,200 mortgage payment.
2 vacations a month, girl.
There you go.
I had to catch up. I'm gonna live like the Joneses. Go on.
It'll live like the Joneses.
I took 2.
I got 2 more plans.
I'll be right there behind you.
That's right. So I have people that say, well, I can do it. I can start packing my lunch to work, or, you know, I just take 1 cruise. Your home should not change your total life. It should fit into your life.
Exactly.
You know, because you're gonna take your lunch for about 3 days, and if you are not a lunch carrier, you're gonna stop. Mm-hmm. You know, you're gonna probably miss that first cruise with the girls, but that second one you're gonna be on there, and now you're already in jeopardy of not making your mortgage payments. So definitely get the payment that you're comfortable with based on your budget. I have preached this. I don't know a lot of buyers that don't. Right now, we're with 7 listings. Absolutely. I'm a listing guy. But the one thing I do tell a buyer is how much you're paying now for rent. Yeah, let's get that. And if we can't get that, then you need to show me what you can do to get your income up higher. You can get a part-time job. What exactly are you going to do? Because for me personally, if I can't see anything extra coming in, you've already developed a lifestyle based around this number. Exactly. So let's try to set this number, or this one thing with $50 more. Okay, you know what? No stick could gum for Billy for the rest of the month, right? But figure out your comfort zone now and look for it in that same scenario, because I mean the average rental now is what, like $1,200? Exactly. I mean, so it's obvious that if you can pay $1,200, you can handle a mortgage in the 150 range. In the 150 range. And you know what's funny is that people, I say, what do you want your mortgage to be? $900. What do you pay for rent? $1,300. So you would pay me more to loan you my house than you would pay me to buy it? Yes. Like,
Why is that number? It's almost like the police tell me every time they pull someone over they think has been drinking. I always say I've had 2 drinks. Why is there always this magic number that floats out there? $900. $900 when I was in college. You know, I'm just saying, like my rent was $900 in college. So,
it's not an apartment.
I showed them $900 worth of house. Like, okay, this is what you want to pay as far as your monthly payment. This is what you really want. I go, what is it? The Property Brothers on them.
Mm-hmm.
I showed them the $1 million. Okay, this is all you want, right? Okay, well, this is what the paper says.
He'd be like, I can't get jiggy with this.
As I said, Toya will give you the $20. She's gonna
No. That's not what I said. That is not what I said, and I will not. I need a letter. I need a pre-approval letter before I even get in my car and turn my air on.
She wouldn't put an AC for you. You can sit in the hot car.
I've stopped sending houses until you go online. I need you take one step and I'll take a step.
Exactly.
But I need the effort and I need you to be motivated and I need you to be just as serious.
The keyword, say that again, motivated?
Motivated.
That's a good word. Because let me put it this way, there's motivated sellers. There's doggone shit motivated buyers. And if you're on the fence, someone else got you. This is not the market where you get to, I heard this. I'm with an investor. We'll wait. I said, this is a dumb deal. Like, you got to get this. Well, I'll send it tomorrow. It's not going to be here tomorrow.
Right.
That house sold in 35 minutes. I'm like, and you're still thinking about it? Which leads back to you. Be prepared. Have that letter because as a listing agent, if you don't send a pre-approval letter, I look and I will do one thing. Did you forget to send the pre-approval letter? I'll give you that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if your response is we don't have one, delete. On to the next. Because there's 8 more waiting for you. Absolutely. There's 8 more in my inbox. And by the time I get those 8, there's more coming in. By the time I get that other 8, there's more coming in. I had in one home, since you asked about it, right now we've had 75 different contracts on one home.
Wow.
That I don't call the creme de la creme. 75 offers.
Wow.
At that 150 range, and nobody's offered me 150 except for one fool, and that one went over here, and we're stuck with all these other ones. So, keep going. And
so another thing too that you're finding, and you're a listing agent, you probably experience this. Not just how much you're offering, but the strength in your offer.
Absolutely.
So if you're FHA versus conventional, if you're putting down 3% versus 5 or 20%, so the agents are reading into the letter itself, to see the strength. So if this guy has 20% down, it's a higher percentage, a higher chance he's going to close than someone who barely has 3%. That lets you know that this person has no money, and if the wind blows, he's going to not be able to deliver.
I watched the craziest thing. Somebody put 10,000 escrow and gave us $500 in an option fee to show how strong the nature they were. I'm like,
and of course you took that offer.
Are you my name, James? Of course we did. Of course. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
$500 option?
Because I like to get the responses of the contracts that do not get executed. And a lot of times it's not that we went with a higher offer, it's we went with a stronger offer.
Absolutely.
So that they may have offered $2,000 less, but they're stronger with their down payment, their closing costs. They're not looking for any kind of closing cost assistance. They coming in, hey, we ready.
I mean, cash is king. Let's not lie.
Absolutely.
Cash is king. And then I think, and this is, I guess, it's my view that conventional comes in second place to me.
Yeah.
And then FHA third, and then your
VA.
But I would only preface that if it's a newer home, VA, I don't have a problem with VA at all. VA is a great loan. I mean, it really is. It's just when they get older, you just kind of get to the point where like, this is just not going to work. And it's not that we don't like these loans, just that you look at it and like, well, we know the VA one's almost a brand new home. And if it's 20 years old, we got a little issue here.
For closing the loan, the VA is the easiest loan in the world for me. I mean, I will take those and I could do magic. I could flip backwards and do calculus on those. And Toya has witnessed one.
Yeah.
The VA wants to get them in a home, right? They're not in the business of getting. They want veterans to have homes.
Absolutely.
But their standards
are
so tough. What you like that? I'm happy they want them to have a great home. But in a 20-year-old home, it's almost impossible sometimes to meet those
the
standards.
repair amendment is going to be very expensive.
One more time.
The repair amendment is going to be very expensive.
It's going to be,
well, the one that we did, first off, the VA loan that we did, we went from what amount to what amount?
We started off at 160 and we ended up at 305.
How the heck?
The realtor.
No. He said when he called me back,
He's
like, when the client called me back, he was like, "Well, you said it was about $300,000," and I was like, "Oh, well, okay," and that's what we did the loan for. But this was actually one of the when the inspector came and did the inspection and everything. This was a 6-page inspection report versus a 27-page inspection report. So ours was like, okay, get a B removal treatment. Absolutely. And that was it. This was a VA loan. We went from, no, it was 180. I wouldn't say.
It was 165.
Okay.
And he started off he went up to 305. I'm like, are y'all sure?
It is. He's sure. Hey, y'all give me the numbers and I just provide the homes. And that's what we selected.
This moment of clarity is brought to you by.
I just did my job on my end.
But you know, the first one that Toya sent me, it was actually a VA loan.
It was VA?
It was VA.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing is he wanted a particular payment. This one did buy the $200,000 house and have $1,000 payment. He went over to
189.
It was the same thing, 200. We close.
Yeah, we
so he went over to another lender and he wanted to
figure out the story, man. We're live.
He came from another lender that told him that his payment was going to be like $1,300, $1,400. He couldn't afford the house. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing: this is why you have to be careful in the lenders you use. Some people just throw you in the product. Some people actually talk to you. Mm-hmm. So they told him. So while I'm having a conversation with him, I find out that he's a 100% disabled vet, and we're in Texas.
Wow.
Pat, what the jackpot? That's what I'm looking for. Jackpot.
I don't know. We're sorry about your disability, my friend, and we hope you all the best in life.
Absolutely.
You know.
Shut up, James.
So
I always felt really, you know what I mean.
The great thing about Texas is that
politician one day. Go on.
Our 100% disabled vets through the VA do not pay property taxes.
Okay,
so
that changes everything.
That changes everything.
Like I said,
so we went from a 130 approval because to get that $1,000 payment, we ended up closing him around 189. Right. Mm-hmm. He got back $1,000 at closing.
Mm-hmm.
His payment was $1,020. That was the payment and the insurance.
Jackpot.
Mm-hmm. The deal was a jackpot, not his disability. Happy guy. Still sends us referrals every month. You know, love his deal.
Mm-hmm. The other one, he was 100% disabled. He's in New York, running marathons for the Army.
Well, there you go. I don't know how to go.
Shelton wants to laugh.
I like this coffee. This is some good coffee. What brand you use?
So on the mortgage process.
Maxwell.
Wow. But yes, so when you look at the grand scheme of things, and I don't like to say scheme, but that's just the saying, right?
Right.
We worked on a deal where. And it works in our favor, though. I can't believe it worked in our favor with an FHA.
Absolutely.
We started one place, and the FHA came back and said, "No, you got to be here."
We
got there.
That
took a lot of, what's the word I want to look at? Charity. Not charity doesn't sound right. It took a lot of heart to get that deal done.
Absolutely.
A lot of heart to get that deal done, but it was done. And that's the one thing I'll say about Sheldon. He has not mentioned his company, and he hasn't solicited any business on this. But I'm going to say now, I have not sent him a deal that he could not close. And I have never been able to say that about a mortgage broker.
This is true.
And I have never dealt with somebody who communicates. Me and Shelton on that one deal, we talk every day, at least 4 times a day. Mm-hmm. But it got done. It got done. Yeah. You know, chemistry, whatever you want to call it. The puppet master got it done. You know? He's
done. You work.
I have to.
That one you did. I still would say that I'm gonna write a book on that experience. I've never seen anything like that. And so who would have known that if there's power lines that that would be anyway.
Yeah.
You live and learn, right?
You live and learn.
The power lines. Woo!
You live and learn.
5 miles away, but that counts.
That's right.
Who would have known?
But that's the thing, and I tell clients, I have people sometimes call me, and I learned this from James. I knew it, but I start to implement it when I start hanging with you, working with you more. If you have to question your loan officer every day, if I tell you that the sky is blue and you have to question me 20 times, I'm not the loan officer for you.
I didn't mean to give you that habit. I'm sorry.
But it's the truth, right? I don't have time to talk you off the ledge every day. I don't have time to prove myself to you every day. I don't, it's if you cannot trust me, if something about me make you to the point you cannot trust me, then I'll be the first one to tell you, find someone you can trust, because this is too important. You need someone that you can feel like you can trust. I would not buy a home or do a loan with someone I don't feel like I could trust. If I had to call them every day and say, are you sure the fees are this? Are you sure my rate's this? Are you sure it is? Are you sure? Well, then I don't trust you. That's a sign I don't trust you.
I say and maintain whenever I have that client, every time I'm on the phone with you, I'm not working on your deal. I'm going to be working on your deal. I'm going to get you the best deal. Exactly. That's what I do. Exactly. So allow me to do this so we can do this. And I will come to you with your weekly briefing, which I learned that seems to be what people want, a weekly briefing.
Absolutely.
But I'm working the deal. I'm working the deal. That's what I'm being paid to do.
Absolutely.
And the number one thing I want to do is here it is in a red ribbon. We're ready to close. So
and every day I don't have an update on your file.
Exactly.
80% of your file process is spent waiting in line. It literally, we can close a deal in 3 days. The state would not allow us. We have 7 days cooling off here. But the paperwork portion, we can close your deal in 3 to 5 business days every single time. But when I collect your file, it's going to sit on my desk for the first week because I'm not going to throw a junk file into underwriting, which is how I'm able to close. I know everything about the file. I can tell the buyer more about themselves than they even know, right? So when my underwriter calls me and I'm out at a closing and I'm like, no, that's not true. I'm not looking at your file. It's because I've read it.
Absolutely.
I know it. I've studied it. I know everything about you. That's not true. And I fixed one sitting on the runway on Southwest waiting to be delayed. And I fixed the file over the phone, and the guy next to me was like, how did you do that? He said, you don't have a computer or anything. I was like, because I know my file, I know my client. And he took my card, and he did his pre-qualification later on that day.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a no-brainer. Like I said, I've never seen someone that can bounce ideas off of. And we do a lot of talking, and it's very rare that you have that. Because I know you're busy. And if you're busy, I remember that joke that I called him so used to picking up. Or call him back within 2 minutes. And it took him 5 minutes. So it's like, man, what am I not? You don't remember me no more? It's like, when I call in 5 minutes, because it's just Sheldon. He kind of spoils you. He kind of spoils you, which is what you want. But you don't want to take advantage of that either, right? Especially if he's writing your loan. Let him get your loan right. Let him get you qualified. Let him deal with the underwriters, because I've seen him have to go to battle with them. Let him do his job, because his job is to get you in the home.
Absolutely.
In the day.
Absolutely. And a lot of people think, oh, well, he's trying to get more fees or more interest rate. I only have one goal. My only job, my whole compensation is based around you closing. If I could give everybody a 0% rate and no closing costs, I would. It's the loan amount times my commission rate. I could care less about your fees. That's the company and the regulations and all that. If there's something that can come off, great. If something has to be there, it has to be there. But the point is to close the loan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Everybody goes.
Yeah. So Toya had one where his rate based on his credit, 5.25. And I was like, no, we can't do that to him. Sent them in underwriting so they can start underwriting. Also told them, pay this. I'm going to pay for a rescore. Rescored them. Credit score went up 60 points. Dropped his rate down to a 3.875 and still closed in 25 days. Closed in 25 days.
Yeah.
So Sheldon, that's, to be honest with you, and it's gonna sound arrogant, but I'm gonna say I just expect that from you. Like I'm just saying I expect you to get the best deal for your client. I've watched it. You just sit back and like, no way, like this just happened. But you're rare. You're very rare in this world. So
very rare.
And we're not being paid to have Sheldon on here. Sheldon's not being paid. It's very rare that I can test one this strong. I mean, I just expect that. I'm sorry. I just expect that, right?
Every loan has closed on time.
Yeah.
On time. If not on time, it was 7 days because maybe the appraisal came back a little late.
Contract is that 7-day extension, so you good.
We closed everything on time or before. Yeah. We closed when did
21 days.
21 days. VA. 21 days. 24 days. Too. 25 days.
Yeah, everyone asked for 45 days on VA. We swinging them in 21 days on average.
Hello.
It's crazy.
Stop. Wait a minute. So let's wind this down because I still want to go through the process. I mean, we can talk about Shelton all day, which is we could because this dude's a beast. But okay, so far transparency, online application, and please fill it out. I don't know what this delay in filling out an online application is. All right, so what else would you say? I mean, I know when it comes time towards closing, which to me, I tell my clients if they're a buyer, I want pay stubs ahead of time. Absolutely. As me as a realtor, I don't really do with a lot of buyers. Toya does, and she's phenomenal at that. But I ask for pay stubs right away. I ask for the W-2 right away. I ask for all these things right away. I want a packet. Even before they go to you, I want the packet. In case you say I can't get it, I'm sending it to you.
Exactly.
But can you tell them what you're going to need?
We're going to need 2 years of income history, so tax returns to W-2s. So right now, being at 16, we need 15 and 14. Unless you file
15, 14 what?
Tax return in W-2s. Okay. Unless you file the extension on your 15, that means you have until October 15 or something like that. So then we'll use 13 and 14. Okay. We're going to need 30 days of pay stubs. So if you pay weekly, we're going to use 4. If it's bi-weekly, 2, and once a month, it'll be 1. So 30 days of pay stubs. We also need your bank statements, most recent 2 months of bank statements. So that's the most important thing. If your money is under your mattress, it has to be in the bank.
And how long does it have to be seasoned?
And with
60 days.
And with that, there was one little caveat. I've also seen people bring their trade accounts.
Absolutely.
To show that net wealth.
Absolutely.
So that's one, and that helped allow that drop that.
The loan system is all off of basically it's off of risk based on algorithms, right? So if you may be weak in credit, you may be weak in income, but if you have the reserves, we call it reserves, right? You have capital, you have an emergency fund, you have something to fall back on, you can still get a loan approved based off of those assets. Okay. Recently, I had a client who most of the time your conventional loan caps out at 45% DTI. I closed her at 49% because she had equity in the home. She was putting down 20% and she had the reserves. So the system liked the risk on her overall picture, right? We have 200,000 in equity. We have another 300,000 in the bank. She's good. The system took her. Yeah. So most loan officers would have put her information in the system that I've seen and worked with. They would have put her information in the system, looked, saw she was 49%, called her, communicated the decline. I ran it.
It's funny you say that. It's you're saying you go deeper, and as I said, I watched you do that, so I already know. But so far we've got tax returns, we've got pay stubs, W-2s,
bank statements, 2 full months.
2 full months.
Any assets. If you have a 401k, if you have stock accounts, those help as well. Let's see, so income, assets. If you're on child support or if your spouse is on child support, that's important. They're going to want the child support order. Okay. So if you are the person that's actually paying child support, the fastest way to do it is call your HR department and have them send you a copy of the garnishment order. It'll show what you pay monthly. If you're receiving child support, if you want to use that to be considered to help you qualify, you're going to need that same thing to order. Okay. Let's see. If you have back taxes that you're paying monthly, we need a copy of the payment agreement. Okay. So this is all things I'm going to collect up front. That way the underwriter is not assuming anything. Because when the underwriter assumes, you lose. Okay. It's easier to prevent a condition than it is to clear it. Okay. Let's see. That's going to be your initial. Now, there's always going to be more needed on every single file, every single time. They're always going to want more and more and more. It never stops until you close. So, but this is what you need to get your initial approval.
That's just that's just a pre-packet.
You
do throughout the process get new things. We need this, we need that. But with that, we said this before because we talked about the whole process. Be accessible to your lender. Yeah. I mean, if your lender is calling, he's not calling to tell you that little Billy won the national championship. He's calling because he needs something.
Absolutely.
So be accessible. Because if you need for underwriting right now, and we're not getting back to you just tomorrow, underwriter could have said, you know what, this file's done.
Absolutely.
It's imperative that you're able to be in contact with.
Absolutely.
Latoya said something on the show, and I've processed that and tell my clients that now. Tell your boss what you're doing, so they know I may need to step out every once in a while to handle this call. You said be confidential, but I would say to an extent, to the people who need to know.
Absolutely. To the people that need to know. Another thing too, the boss needs to know, because we're going to verify your employment.
Exactly.
So when we call and we say, hey, does Toya Williams work there? They're going to want to know why. You know, why are you calling? Why are you getting calls at work?
Who are you to ask questions like this? Is he trying to get another job? Is he trying to get a job?
And another thing is that we're going to send them a verification of employment, and that needs to be back really, really fast. You know, sometimes we don't, especially the companies are smaller, we say mom and pop spot, but just a smaller business. And the guy who owns the business is also the one who's running the business. They're busy. Sometimes we wait 35, 40 days, and that's stopping closing because we don't have the written verification of employment back. And everyone wants to know why we can't close. Well, your boss is not responding because he doesn't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
To him, this is just another fax that came across the fax machine.
You fax? What's that thing?
We fax it, we email it. I've even put them in my car and driven over there like, hey, we got to close tomorrow. Please sign this.
You fax me, I wouldn't know what that was. I'd sit there and stare at it like, what this thing just came out the machine. You know?
It's like e-fax now. It comes through the email.
It kind of reminds me of my son when he said, what's that thing, Daddy? I'm like, what are you talking about? What's that thing, Daddy? And, you know, and I looked. It was a TV. He said, no, there's a big old thing in the back. I'm like, wow. Wow. He said, wow. Well, you got to call me old and stuff. And you're all really quick. You know, I thought I was still young. My son let me know right away I'm old. It's okay. Oh, wow. It's fine. I got little grades. I'm dealing with it.
Definitely.
You know, just for men and a little bit. But anyway, so.
Join the club, man. It's all good. Get used to it. You know. But overall, that's what you're going to need. You know, we could spit out an approval. If a person tell you are approved and you have not provided those things, you are not approved.
Exactly.
You're pre-qualified based on your verbal communication. You are not pre-approved.
And it's funny, I would say you don't work with a big bank, but you kind of do, right? I sent out a pre-approval letter for you, and the lady was like, I don't know this institution. Nah. Just, you know, and I've learned to accept some of the arrogance and being a realtor. I've learned to accept it. And I said, man, well, do your due diligence. Call. Right. Well, what do they verify? Everything the paper said they verified. Absolutely. Well, you know, have you closed deals with them? I said, no, that's the question I was waiting for. Heck yeah, I closed deals with them. And that makes sense. Well, okay, we'll go forward with this deal. Absolutely. You know, it's sad that we have to say that. There's some people who just, you put an application and then, okay, you say this and boom. State income is done. Right. So if they haven't checked it and they give you a letter, 9 times out of 10, that letter is not worth this. I mean, how much paper? 2 cents? Maybe 1.5 cents. 1.5 cents.
Yeah.
And as a educated realtor, as Latoya is and myself, we're gonna look at that and say, I don't even know this company. I'm gonna call and ask the right question.
Absolutely.
So you verify this document. So which documents you verify? And just be ready for it. And I will decline an offer if they can't tell me they verified everything that they've checked off.
Absolutely. Half of my day is spent talking to listing agents. They want to know about the buyer, you know, or do you have all their information? And I'm honest, you know, because my reputation is important. That's all I have. If you haven't provided anything, I'm not providing it. You know, if you're a FHA buyer and your realtor want to show strength and she want to present you as conventional, I'm gonna say you're an FHA buyer. You know, I'm not going down with the ship. I'm sorry. I would have been the first person off the Titanic.
Wow! Come on, get the women and children on the boat. Come on now. No. You're gonna row with them.
I'm gonna get in the good boat and then help them get. I'm gonna like the guy did, grab the child and jump in the good boat.
Wow.
He watched the new movie.
You're mine.
None of that happened in the old movie.
You're mine.
That's so wrong. Great movie though, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Wow.
We go so far off.
So, you know, that's one thing I love about real estate. I say this to everybody. Like, I think it's a serious game, but you gotta have fun in this game. You know, you really do. And I like the team. I like working with Shelton because we'll laugh, we'll win the phone, and it will be serious. We'll laugh, and then Shelton says the same thing he always says. I'm gonna find a way to get it done. And I say, okay, well, I can go now.
Yeah. I've had some loan officers. I've had to call every day and be like, well, what's what? And Shelton had to break me up from that early. Yeah. He said, if I don't call you, then it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I said, okay, and I left it alone. I've been good.
That is. I've said that to anybody. If you're not getting a call, I like that you say that.
Absolutely.
If I'm not calling you, then Things must be going good.
And a lot of times when I call clients, they push back. Oh, you're picking them along. For every one time I call you, it's probably been 100 things that I've had to address. If I go to you, it's because, and I pick my battles, right? If the underwriter asks me for 20 things and 10 of them are easy, I'm going to get those, even if it's a letter, even if I know it's something she doesn't need, I'm going to give it to her. That way when I push back on the other 10 that I really can't get, it doesn't seem like I'm just not willing to compromise. I'm not willing to bend. You don't want to appear inflexible, and you don't want to appear like you're not, that you're hiding something, right? If you don't want to provide anything, something's wrong, because most buyers are so eager to get in their home, they'll give you a finger if you ask for it. But then you have this one that won't give you the name of his boss. He will not tell you where he works. He doesn't want to give you his tax returns. It's just like something's weird, And that's the one when you verify through the IRS, he gave you one copy and he filed a different copy. Wow. And that's when you say bye-bye.
We're going to, I should say the bank is going to find you. I don't understand why we try to hide from, especially when you're asking somebody for money.
Absolutely.
We're not talking $10. I'm checking your background on $10.
Exactly.
You talking about 180, 325,000. Yeah, they're gonna want to know who to lend money to.
Absolutely.
And one little preface before we get off. You said something about seizing the money for 2 months, and we didn't give the reason why. And I'm sorry to go full circle.
No, you're fine.
Can you give them the reason why?
Because the bank is going to look at 2 months of your bank statement. And what the underwriter is looking at is how much you have in the bank currently and any deposits. So if they see a large deposit going in, large deposits typically $500 or more. If they see a large deposit going in, they're going to want you to what they call source it. So you have to prove where it came from. You have to have a copy of the check or something showing that it was legit money, because they're basically what they're trying to do is keep out, illegal activity, right? And that's not the bank's rule. That's actually the government's rule.
I just want to make sure you put that out there.
Okay.
People have asked, why? It's not a rule we made up.
Yeah, exactly.
This is not a rule that Sheldon made up, that Toya made up. That's the government.
Because think about it, right? Who walks around with $10,000 in cash in their pocket, right? You either have
grandma,
right? You have a side business
like
that
grandpa.
exactly.
So
the way the government looks at it, like either you have a side business and you're not claiming the income, or you're doing something you're not supposed to do. That's the only way to come up with that amount of cash.
Now, if you win the lotto, just show your lotto ticket.
Show your lotto ticket.
Hey, we're all good.
Exactly.
And Uncle Sam will be knocking too. Everybody's knocking.
Everybody's gonna knock, but you'll get your home.
Yeah.
So they're gonna look at 2 months. So you want to go, if it's there for 2 months, going into that third month, then when we pull the 2 months of statements, that balance will be consistent over those 2 months. Okay. So that's why you want to put it there. Outside of that, you're going to have to prove where it came from. And it's getting harder and harder. You cannot say, well, I sold a car. If you say I sold a car, then they want to copy the title. They want the title transfer. They want the blue book value to say the bill of sale. They want blue book to show that it was worth the $10,000 you said you sold
when
it
did
for.
Kelly start writing checks? Like, how y'all taking blue book? When Kelly starts writing checks, I'll go off of blue book.
Because you cannot sell a 1998 Escort for $25,000.
Why you looking at me like I did?
Just start coughing.
They don't even make those anymore.
The way he was so serious about it,
because it happened yesterday. It happened yesterday. We sold a car. What kind of car? It's an old work truck. What kind of work truck? 2013? No, it was a 1998 Ford pickup.
Oh Lord.
Jesus.
Okay.
It's classic, man. It's one of those classics, man.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not gonna work.
Yeah. That's all bad.
That's all bad.
And why were you so serious with me though? It was like, that was not my client, for the record.
No, it wasn't your client. You wasn't your client. But it happens, right? So it's getting harder to explain these things. I'm like, really? That's what you're going. That's the best you can come up with. I gave you 3 days to think about it.
I'm allow you to tell them who you are and where you work. Oh wow, I love this game of real estate. The stories you get sometimes. I'm gonna write a book. I swear, a book on.
You definitely should write a book.
Real estate nightmares.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You're a co-writer.
You're a co-writer.
Come on in. Come on in.
I need about 5 chapters. I have to explain all the buyers.
I still can't get over like, who's this guy? You know, like, who is he? You know, he pops up everywhere we go. Like, oh well, here goes closure is.
I know how to get rid of him though. You know, you get rid of him. You say something about you gonna need down payment. He brings back.
I've never.
He fall back in that chair real quick.
I'm like, wait a minute, but who is this guy? We're trying to. Oh, that's your husband. Wow. I mean, that's.
When did you get married?
Yeah, the mystery guy. That was his. Let's go. So, who are you, my friend?
James is so crazy. Shelton Bencel, work with Pacific Union Financial, the Fort Worth branch, 6115 Camp Bowie Boulevard, 76116, Suite 250.
They're not going to mail you, man. You're going to give me a number?
Come on by and see me.
Hey, mail him your application.
No.
What's the website for the
to do your online app? It's going to be www.ilovemylo.com.
Is that for loan officer?
It's in loan officer.
Absolutely. I love my loan officer.
I love you. But anyway.
They do love me. All of them. And then cell phone is 214-235-4332. And you can find me on Instagram. Not just playing. I'll be working. I don't have time to be on Instagram.
Call Shelton.
I say you mail the application. You print it out on the screen, just screen capture, fill it out, and mail it to him. Just get the address first.
And it would probably be there for about 4 months until the lights get cut off in the building. I'm trying to figure out where the light bill's at. Oh, I have an application. No, online's the best way to get to me, or call James or Toya. They always can find me. It's a pretty simple process, though. We make it easy. We will have fun. It's not hard as long as you're honest and straightforward. Yeah. If your stuff is what you say it is, you're gonna love the process.
Yeah.
It's really that simple, huh?
I no longer have to tell people you're gonna cry one time. I literally used to tell people that.
Absolutely.
Not anymore.
Yeah. They don't cry anymore?
No more tears.
No more tears.
No more tears.
I cry because.
I mean, I'm sorry. Shelton cries in the dark, but sorry. Gets the job done.
I'm not sure what y'all talking about.
Oh.
So why are you crying, man?
So I'm gonna tell you.
Loans. No, that was your Jesus loan.
What did Jesus have to do with this?
Everything, apparently, because you were praying, you were calling me. What?
Toya, it's
very rare. James calls me. It's very rare.
It's very rare that
on the deal, and there's something wrong.
That's exactly what I told. I said, this is the first time that I can be honest with you. I really don't know what to do. And Toya didn't call me back. She said, I'm gonna call you back.
No. I called you back, and I was like, I don't know, James.
She did.
I just don't know.
And when you call your broker, and he goes, that's a new one. I just never heard it, dude. Just like, I'm like, you know what, Shelton, I'm gonna leave that one on you. And he got it done.
Yeah, you gotta. I don't know, man. It just be luck, experience.
What's luck?
Just luck, prayer, just throwing it against the wall, see if it stick. I just don't give up. Just figure out a way to make it work. Think outside the box.
Luck is laboring under correct knowledge. That's what I was told luck means.
Okay.
Laboring under correct knowledge. So once again, guys, thank you for tuning in. Shelton, thank you for showing up. I mean, we've been trying to do this show for a while. This is a busy guy. So he did take some time off his day to come. Actually, he came out here early for us. So thanks a lot, Shelton, for coming on. Latoya.
Of course, I'm here.
Now, Toya gonna call me in an hour and be like, you got my loan ready? I'm like, I was just with you.
You can't.
No, I'm not. As soon as we go out the air,
as soon as Shelton gets in his car. Like, oh, come on.
You got that appraisal yet?
Let me just ask now. So,
you know what?
Value,
so we like you guys, and we thank you for tuning in. Latoya is about to conduct some business, so we're gonna get off this show. Can you say goodbye to them, Latoya, before you go beat up on my poor friend over here?
I don't do such a thing. Goodbye, everybody. We'll talk to you next time, and make sure you listen and everything else, and tell people about us, tell people about the show.
Everything else. I like what you said, and everything else. I'm gonna start off on everything else. Y'all do everything else, but also tune in to us. Absolutely. Shelton, you want to say goodbye to the people?
All right, everyone. It was fun. Thanks for having me. I'll be back soon.
Okay.
If James invite me again, And,
I don't know if I can because the Toya might be mad because you're not working on her loan. So anyway, we thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all have a wonderful day.
That's a bus I'm getting thrown up.